Leah, where are you?
I thought we were going up in the chopper.
Not yet. We have to introduce the show. That's in a minute.
Right, Coast Life.
Let's go. We'll come back. Happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for spending your Monday here with us. We're your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo, and it's possible you're enjoying a long weekend,
Yeah.
President's Day weekend. I know a lot of people had Friday off, a lot of people had today off.
Nice.
People kept asking me, they were like, oh, do you have the long weekend? And I was like, why would I have a long weekend? Because I've completely forgotten what time of year we're at.
No, we don't. We don't
here
get
we are.
most holidays off, and that's what we like.
Yes, that's true. But Paige, did you have a good weekend?
I did actually. I had a great weekend. I went to a track meet for my brother.
Fun.
Very fun. Yeah. How about you?
It was pretty good. Yeah, went to the point.
Nice.
Went looking for seals.
Did you find them?
We found one. Like just as I was starting to give up hope, like we looked out at the lighthouse, didn't see any, and so we just kept walking around the beach. It was windy, it was cold, the sand was getting all kicked up. We looked like we were in a desert wasteland, and then we were looking out at the ocean, just open water, and all of a sudden I saw this big black blob, and I was like, I think that's a seal. And then we looked through the binoculars, and there he was.
Yay! It's awesome.
I think it was a gray seal. They're the ones that have the longer face.
Oh my god! I saw one of those one time, like 2 years ago. So fun. I thought it was a sea. What is it called? A sea lion?
Yeah.
Yes. I thought it was. It's not that, though.
No.
Yeah. It
There you
looked
go.
like it.
So maybe you were lucky. Maybe you saw some seals this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we got some celebratory ice cream because, you know, on a cold day, what hits better than cold ice cream?
Nothing. That's the answer. I got ice cream too this weekend.
Nice. See?
It was a weird weekend, wasn't it?
You weren't the only one.
No, it's okay. This is kind of sad.
Aw.
And sorry to start off your Monday sad, but Leah and I are dressed as we're in mourning.
Accidentally.
But this is like a real, and I hope I just relate to you pet owners. I hope I don't make you cry this morning, or this afternoon. But I was talking to my fiance the other day, and I'm like, you know, being all cheesy, isn't it cute? We're gonna be together when we're 88 and old and wrinkly. And I was like, we're gonna have grandkids, and our dog Ziggy is gonna be running around. And then we both paused. And I was like, Ziggy's not gonna be around.
No.
When I'm 80.
I mean, that's honestly one of the biggest crimes in life, I think, is that our pets don't live as long as people do. I mean, they ask for so little in return. They're just there. They love you, and it's all unconditional. And so I think the fact that we pour so much love into our pets and they're only with us for 20 years max.
If you're really lucky.
If you're really, really lucky, depending on your pet. I mean, and I think it's natural that it comes in waves. Where like you'll be sitting there looking at how cute your pet is, and all of a sudden the devastation sets in that you're like, what if you're not here?
It's the worst. And I'm telling you right now, I've talked to people before where they think I'm crazy for saying this, but I know you get it, which I appreciate, is like if something were to happen to my dog, I would need time off of work. And some people truly are like, okay, drama queen. And I don't think it's dramatic.
I don't think it's dramatic either. I mean, I think people really do. I mean, how many people do you meet that are like, oh, pets are just part of the family, you know? And we treat them as such. And it seems as though pet bereavement is something that some companies are looking at putting into place because, I mean, again, maybe you start your day off horribly, something happens to your pet, and just the absolute panic and terror and trauma that could go into that, I mean, I think people need a mental break when something like that happens. So I think that's natural. I think I'm curious to see if companies are going to implement some form of pet bereavement. I think as it stands right now, a lot of times you just end up having to take PTO, which stinks.
Yeah, but at least I hope for some understanding. There was a time when my dog, it was really late at night, middle of the night, needed to go to the emergency room, and I texted my boss like, hey, I'm in Dover in this emergency room for my dog, and thankfully she was like, I understand that's your baby. If you need to take off, you can. And so I, at least like, it's a good starting point, this like understanding. And another thing too is like talking to people and they're like, oh, you would take off work for your dog. They don't get it. It's also kind of like, well, look, you don't have to love a pet, but if you have an animal that's having an emergency, what are you supposed to do? Just leave it?
Right.
You literally can't. That's terrible. I was late to a work meeting one time because my fish died and I needed like 2 seconds. I went in to feed him before the meeting. It was over Zoom. And I'm like, dang it. And so I texted my boss. I'm like, I just need like 10 minutes. I'm kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
And he was understanding, but it's different for every type of pet you have.
It is. And I think, you know, because dogs and cats are so smart and
Yeah.
I mean, dogs are what, like the intelligence of a 7-year-old, I think I've heard. Like the smartest dogs are about the same intelligence level as a toddler.
It's wild.
And so, there is that connection. There's that understanding. And I mean, again, we pour so much love into them that it's awful when something happens. So we'll see how that changes. I mean, I think, too, it's just where we live in a world that's not built to take unexpected time off in the first place.
Yeah, it can be. It can feel that way for sure.
You know what else we're not built in the world for? Unexpected whole entire secret lives.
Whoa, there's a bomb dropped for you.
So this woman on TikTok released a 50-part TikTok story about how this man and his whole entire life was a lie. He had told her all kinds of crazy things, like he was the vice president of some condiment company, when really he was just a forklift driver. And I don't mean like just a forklift driver, but like that was not his job.
Yeah, it's not even related to condiments.
No, not even related. He was like, he kept promising her that he was going to buy her a BMW. He even had her test drive some, and she was out there believing this man. He said that he had an ex-wife and this kid, and turns out that wasn't true. He had 2 different ex-wives. Neither of them were the one that he said it was, and he never had any stepchildren.
Oh, didn't he say the stepkid lied? Died?
Yes, which also didn't happen. So like
that's
this
so
woman,
bad.
And the whole time he was even cheating on the woman who released this 50-part TikTok story.
Oh.
It's crazy.
You know what's terrible about me? Not to turn this on me, but when you first said it, my first thought was 50-part TikTok story. Too long. But I know that's not...
Save that for YouTube.
What are you doing? No, but the real person we need to judge here is that man. I mean, I think being a pathological liar is actually, I know we throw it around as someone could lie one time and we're like, you're a pathological liar. I think it's like a real thing.
It is a real thing.
In your head, and you need help.
No, it is. And
It's
I mean, I think
so
it's sort of the same side or other side of the coin as narcissism. And I mean, I think a lot of times people get in too deep and they don't know how to get out of the lie they've crafted.
Yeah.
And so rather than even trying or coming clean, I don't know what they think is going to happen if they do come clean. But obviously they think it's going to be worse than just continuing running with this lie. And so it's this crazy, and this isn't the only story I've heard like this. I remember I was listening to a podcast one time about this man that, had this whole life laid out before this woman, and she actually had guest starred on the podcast saying like she had no idea. She had no idea that this man was not at all who he said he was. He had promised her a big, beautiful wedding in Italy, like the Pope was going to be there.
That's a bit much.
A bit much, but the world that he had created, it was believable.
It's insane, and it honestly gets me thinking, because I was talking to Leah about this earlier. I'm like, genuinely, have you ever, and maybe this is different for couples who've been together for like decades,
sure,
but have you ever actually seen your significant other's birth certificate? Have you actually looked at their driver's license? Because honestly, I've looked at my fiance's driver's license, but like when he's pulled it out, I haven't inspected it.
Yeah, no, I haven't closely inspected it, that's for sure.
I've never seen his social security card. I've never seen his birth certificate. I've never been with him to work where he works now.
True.
I've been to his past jobs. Not saying he has a fake life, but it's just I kind of understand how maybe you can get away with this.
Especially if, your person travels a lot.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of space for there to be holes and gaps in the knowledge of the person that has told you who they are.
So scary. You know what I always say? Just break up with us.
Please. Break up with us. You don't have to craft this over-the-top elaborate tale.
Start over with someone else.
One more thing really quickly before we get started. We've talked a lot about social media on the show, and actually over the weekend I was I've been on this journey to use social media a lot less in my personal life. I mean, obviously we need it for work. So maybe what are some of the downsides of social media? Like, what do you think it has really done that's damaged us as a society?
Body positivity and body image.
Good ones.
I think that's the biggest one. What about you?
I think it's really eliminated boredom.
Yeah.
Like healthy boredom. And I think like as a kid, my imagination used to be so vivid and wild.
Yeah.
And I've really lost a part of that because I'll sit there and scroll through TikTok rather than sketch and draw. So
Same.
I've been trying to replace it with reading, trying to like stimulate the imagination, get it going again, and we'll see how well that succeeds.
Yes, that's right. I do like the part of TikTok, or not just TikTok, but social media I love though, is those 50-part stories of your husband having an ugly.
We love the drama.
Yeah, we do.
All. But there's no drama on Coast Life. We're going to take a look at what's coming up today on the show. Coming up today on Coast Life, it's Monday. We are starting you off with some laughs thanks to our joke jar. And
we're flying high with the coolest people on Delaware, some of the coolest people, Delaware State Police Aviation Unit.
And if you need a gift, a candle, a home good of any kind, we can supply you with that with one of our favorite gift shops and bookstores on Rehoboth Avenue. All that and more is coming your way on Coast Life.
Coast Life is sponsored by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group. This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Coast Life, when it comes to the real estate market, there's a lot of questions that you may have, and luckily our friends from the Parker Group always have the answers, and they do that by having a well-rounded, very dedicated team. So joining us on the Coast Life couch today is Dustin Parker, and you brought another top producer with you, right?
Yes. We're very excited today to bring a top producer for a number of years with us, Tyler Nichols. Tyler's been a great agent with us, an investor, and has his hands in all kinds of things.
Great. Welcome, Tyler.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. It's great.
Yeah, so part of what makes the Parker Group and your team so special is that people tend to have different specializations, and you can answer certain questions that people have. So Tyler, what's your niche?
My niche is a great question. Would be anything probably on the investor, builder, developer side.
Okay.
So I started about 10 years ago. I had enough money to buy my first flip, and I couldn't find a single real estate agent to actually meet me at a property and show me a house.
Oh my gosh. So you said I'll do it myself?
I said I'll do it myself.
Nice.
So I would drive to the property, I'd have my laptop, I'd run through it, look at it, pull my laptop up, type up my offer right in the driveway, and fire it off.
Wow.
And it's kind of grown since then.
And
Yeah,
look at you
for
now.
sure.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that, your knowledge and investment, if you don't mind, because when I hear those words, I start to get shy. And
I almost kind of like glaze over because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's too much. It's too intimidating. It's for
can't
smart
handle
people,
it.
not for me. Yeah. So
Is there anything you want to let people know about that? Or I don't even know what the right question is to ask because I don't understand it at all.
Well, it's very easy. I mean, you can buy up to a 4-unit with an FHA loan. So, I mean, it's a very easy way to buy 1 unit and rent out the other 3. So it's pretty easy to get started.
And don't let Tyler's fancy suit fool you. We're not the brightest bulbs in the shed, so if we can do it, you can do it.
Fair enough. I mean, this is an area where I feel like probably investors are, it's sort of an ideal situation because you've got a lot of properties that people want to rent out as guest spaces or, for the summer and things like that. So maybe for people who are interested in kind of getting into the investment process, what does that look like?
I would say it's finding a mentor that's been in the space for a while that can say, hey, this property is going to cash flow, and there's a million different ways to make money in real estate. So it's just really neat finding a good team that knows what they're doing, and that's kind of why I'm with these guys. And, we got a good team around us.
So how have you grown in your profession since you joined the Parker Group?
That's a great question. So we started going, Dustin was like, hey, why don't you go out to some auctions and start meeting different investors there? So I would just start going to auctions, and I was like, if I can't beat them, let me just join them.
There you go.
I'd go to investors, and I'd be like, hey, that was a great job. You outbid me on that property. Let me list it for you. And then you just start talking to them, and you say, well, if I going to list it for you, what else are you looking for? And it just really grown from there. So now we've got developers that are doing, hundreds of units and different things in different areas, and it's just kind of neat. So
That's super impressive.
Right? I know.
I never thought about stuff like
I
that.
feel so inspired after talking to these guys. And I was like, I do not have my life
I can
together.
do this? Yeah, right. Or that.
But Dustin, for you guys and for you and Rachel, like your team, because you've got so many people that kind of get hyper specialized, do you guys find that you're learning new skills from your team all the time, or you're adopting new skills to kind of help them grow?
Yeah, all the time. And Tyler's just been a great asset for the company, but we've learned so much from him too. It's mutual, and he's done a great job developing different projects. And it's just really neat when you have so many intelligent people that are investors in the company that if you have an idea or you're looking at a deal yourself, you can always run it by someone else who has experience in the same area and get their opinion as well. So it's a really great group of people, and for people that are interested in getting in investing, it's really great to hire an agent that has investing experience too. And so Tyler's a great asset for that.
Makes sense.
Great, definitely. So I guess, if you're looking to get into the career or you need help with your property and you have a lot of questions, Parker Group will just be there for all of that, right?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yes,
Perfect.
we always love talking with you guys, and we love that you keep introducing us to the new awesome members of your team, and we're going to continue to do that as well. But don't go anywhere because we do have some more Coast Life headed your way.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Kids Catch.
It's President's Day. Woohoo! Sing it, Leah. There we go. Beautiful art anthem. But today, Leah and I have a special guest who you've met before on the couch. This is Jeff. He works behind the scenes on Coast Life. He's joining us today because we have a special presidential-themed joke jar.
That's right.
Yes.
It's all sponsored by our friends at Kids Catch in Lewis. So if you're done with these jokes and you want to keep the fun going, you can always go grab a game from Kids Catch and keep the fun rolling.
That's right. So I have some jokes right here on my phone. I'm going to read them to Jeff and Leah. They're going to see if they can guess the punchline. All right. Again, all presidential themed. We're going to start off with the reason President's Day's here, George Washington.
Okay.
Which one of Washington's officers had the best sense of humor?
Funny.
You got it. Do you even know any of his officers?
No.
That's okay. Lafayette.
Oh, dang it. That's cute.
That's cute. Okay.
That's cute.
Jeff hated it.
Boo.
This one I know.
He's
Jeff's-
jealous he didn't come up with
I
it.
am
He
jealous
is.
I didn't come up with it.
I think you're both gonna like this one. This one made my whole day. Don't look. What's Michelle Obama's favorite vegetable?
Broccoli Obama.
Dang it, you were kind
Is
of
that-
close.
What I was gonna
Broccoli.
say.
Oh, broccoli
Broccoli.
Obama.
Cute.
No,
Broccoli.
don't add Obama to the end of it. Just broccoli.
Broccoli.
Okay, perfect.
It's like me, I love zucchini.
Oh my God.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
not the president, but close enough, Jeff. Where did they sign the Declaration of Independence?
At the bottom.
Yes! Okay, one and one. You both have
Nice,
guessed
nice,
one.
Nice.
Oh, this one's kind of mean. Wait, you just said a zucchini joke.
Is this
I
right?
have a zucchini joke, actually.
I'm clairvoyant.
If you crossed a zucchini with our first president, what would you get?
The Washington Zoo.
No.
Ooh,
Dang it.
that was good.
That was
Thanks.
very
I thought it was a good guess.
Oh, obviously. George Keeney.
No, but cute.
No.
George Squashington.
Ah, dang it.
That was pretty good.
It's not fair, though. How are you supposed to know that a zucchini is a squash?
Fair
This
question.
is too smart a joke for us.
This is why we have guests. Why did George Washington have some problems sleeping? He had trouble
Oh,
sleeping.
I actually do know this.
Yeah?
His wife was a snorer. She had apnea.
Not because was it Martha?
Did he? Yeah, he
Not
was Martha.
Not Martha's apnea.
Big snorer.
Because he can't tell a lie and
Yes!
that keeps him up at night.
Yes, he can't. Well, okay.
He
so
can't lie.
He can't lie.
I get it.
That was very
yes.
good.
Right track.
Good job. What's the most popular automobile brand for presidents?
Oh, the presidential Continental.
No, you were on the right track. I heard you whisper something.
Ford.
Sorry to Ford, but no.
Ferrari.
There was never a president named Ferrari.
There was not a president named Ferrari. Oh, Washington.
No, there's
Nope.
not a car called
Okay.
Washington.
Okay. Hold on.
Got it. You were on the right track
Chevy is the other one.
Wait, why is she on the right track?
because she guessed Ford.
Who's the other?
Oh,
who's
Ford.
another president?
No, not Ford.
Wheels.
According to this website, Wheels. No. They're getting unhinged.
Wheels-
Lincoln.
I said Continental. I should have gotten a point there.
No, you should not
I said
have.
Continental. It's a Lincoln Continental.
Let's do one more because these
Okay,
two
we're struggling.
They're very average at this game. What kind of tea did the American colonists prefer?
What kind of tea did the...
Dumped.
Ooh,
Spilled.
great answer, but no.
Dang it.
But great answer.
Mint. Chamomile.
Chamomile?
That's what I said once.
Oh.
It's been this running Coast Life joke.
Sorry.
You misspeak one time on camera and it lives on.
No, you both are wrong. Liberty.
Ah,
How
dang
did
it.
you not get that? Okay, what do you rate these jokes? Out of 10.
They were pretty, a little bit above average, I think. So
Okay.
like a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were better than I thought they were going to be,
Thank
but they
you.
still weren't like. But the trivia game was a good twist. I liked that, having us
Thanks.
guess the punchline.
I liked it too.
I'm going to give them a 3
Oh.
in the hopes that they are improved next
Why?
time.
Because Continental didn't get a point.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That is
that's fine.
absolutely why.
I think my favorite was broccoli. Shout out to Michelle. But yeah, there you go. There's your president jokes. Tell them at the dinner table tonight or to your coworkers for a good laugh.
There you go. And on your way home, don't forget to stop at Kids Catch
Yes.
and get yourself some fun games for the family to keep the laughs, keep the fun going. When you're not hanging out with us. Exactly. But we do have some more Coast Life to get to, so don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Browse About Books.
Coast Life, we know that Browse About Books on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach has tons of great reads, but did you know they also have gift cards, home goods, even beautiful puzzles like this one? You can find all kinds of gifts on the gift section side of Browse About. That is what we're getting ready to explore.
Everyone knows Browse About Books in Rehoboth Beach is the place for book lovers. And for the reader in your life, books always make a great gift. But did you know Browse About Books has an entire gift section with a carefully curated selection for every taste, thanks to Susan Kehoe and her team.
We have something for everyone at Browse About. Even though, the books are kind of the heart and soul of our store, Like you said, a lot of people really don't know about this whole other amazing side of the store that we have. And as much care as we put into buying all the books and really curating those, we really do the same thing on this gift side of the store. We have an amazing selection of greeting cards from American Greetings and Papyrus. We have a lot of custom Browse About themed merchandise that a local artist makes for us. Her name is Susan Thornburg. She does jigsaw puzzles and prints and stationery products for us. We have bath and body products. We have food products, because you may not know that we have a cafe, but we do. We have a drink of the month there, and we have a full espresso bar. We make a really strong effort to make sure we have unique, fun, interesting things. Noemi, who is my gift manager, she and I just got back from the Atlantic Gift Mart, which has 7 million square feet of merchandise that we had to plow through. So we logged a lot of steps while we were in Atlanta. But that's where we go to see all the new things, all the new trends, and we rely on sales reps who come in and tell us about all this great new merchandise. So we really try to keep things fresh and new and interesting. When we get bored of something, we assume our customers get bored of something. So we try to freshen everything up a lot.
With spring right around the corner, if you like to keep your decor fresh for all occasions like St. Patrick's Day or Easter, Browse About is your one-stop shop.
We've got really fun new seasonal merchandise. Fill up your Easter baskets. We always have seasonal greeting cards with a beautiful selection from Papyrus.
And right now, parking in downtown Rehoboth is free. So what hours is Browse About open? More than you might think.
We are actually only closed Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day. We're open at 8 a.m. Since we have the cafe, and we're open at least until 6 p.m. every single day. And I know a lot of people are afraid to try to come downtown to park, but there's plenty of parking this time of year. So don't be fearful of that. There are no meters, there's plenty of parking. So come down and visit all the great shops in downtown Rehoboth.
Got a Swiftie in your life? With the World Tour kicking up, you may be looking for some truly unique fan gear, apparel, and more. All of which is sure to satisfy the Taylor Swift lover in your life.
We do, and we have 3 giant cases at the front of the store, and it was probably the most popular place in the store all summer long. But you know, it's still very popular, and now probably with some football fans will be coming to purchase some Taylor Swift merch. But we have books, sweatshirts, mugs, cups, stickers, all sorts of great things. So bring in your Swiftie to check those out.
So if you have upcoming birthday wishes to grant, Easter baskets to fill, or just want to make someone smile, Browse About Books is there to greet you like a fairy godmother of gift ideas.
So just as Susan said, they are supplied for all kinds of holidays. If you've got last-minute birthday gifts that you need to find, you're going to find the perfect thing, the perfect match here at Browse About Books on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. But don't go anywhere. We have some more inspiration coming your way when COASTLIFE gets back.
Check out our ride for today. I know this is not the Coast Copter. It's a little bigger, does maybe even a little more.
Well, this one can save lives, so it's got a lot going on.
It's pretty cool. Today we are spending the day with the Delaware State Police Aviation Unit. Yes. You might remember this. A man had capsized his kayak in Wagamon's Pond and was rescued by emergency crews. One of those crews playing a key role, Delaware State Police Aviation.
The basic mission of the Aviation Unit is to provide aerial support, to do paramedic services, search and rescue, and to support our police officers on the ground 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Every call they go to is just the worst call, particularly if it's a medical call. You're dealing with people that are just an inch from life, losing their life, so to speak. So it's stressful, particularly when you're dealing with children or really traumatic injuries, to see that. So we have a policy here. If someone has gone on a number of those calls, or a call that's particularly disturbing, we find ways to support them emotionally and mentally so they can get themselves ready to get back in the game when need be.
We took a tour inside their Georgetown facility. But of course, they service the entire first state.
Yeah, it's important for people to know that the Delaware State Police Aviation Unit has 2 hangars, one in the northern part of the state, which is at Summit Aviation in Middletown, and then right here at Georgetown Air Services in Georgetown, Delaware. The hangars themselves are both kind of made up the same way. They have quarters for the officers to rest and do police work and reports and what have you. There's areas for them to do some training. There's areas for them just to get some downtime between calls. And then right now we're actually in the hangar, which is where they do maintenance and prep the aircraft to do the missions that they have each day.
Whether you're the pilot flying the helicopter or the paramedic performing life-saving measures in the back, every member of the aviation unit is first a state trooper.
Yeah, so to be a part of the aviation unit, everyone in the section first starts off as a trooper. They're the folks that you see out on the roadway. They're stopping cars, handling accidents, chasing bad guys and gals. But to be a part of this particular unit, you have to decide first, do you want to be a pilot or a paramedic? If you're going to be a pilot, you have to get your fixed wing license first, and then we train you the rest of the way. But if you want to be a paramedic, we actually send you to Del Tech Community College to get their paramedic certification through them. There's another school up north in PA that we also use if we have to. Then you go through a rigorous 24-month training curriculum that involves schoolwork studies, national certifications, and then field training programs on the road with paramedics, like you're driving around going to scenes in cars, and then with us internally where you actually get in the aircraft and you're providing medical services from the sky.
And when they aren't saving lives, they're still active in our community.
We're particularly trying to do other things to elevate the culture within the aviation unit. In particular, we wanted to find other ways to reach out and interact with the community. Last year, for the first time ever, we held the Delaware State Police Women in Aviation and Law Enforcement program. The whole purpose of that was to inspire other people and to educate them about the impact that women have had in both professions of aviation and law enforcement. I think the ancillary benefit to that was it not only inspired them to learn more about their profession. We had 3 people that applied for the job out of a class of 20, and another 1 or 2 that are in a process right now that want to become troopers. At the same time, we had about 5 or 6 women that went on to learn to get their pilot's license. So it was great to be a part of something that was inspiring to other people that reached out and touched lives in a way that we didn't expect.
Now, we couldn't get any video while we were inside, but that was pretty incredible.
It was really, really cool.
Yes.
I mean, I've never seen Georgetown from above.
That's what we both said when we went up. Seeing Sussex County from above is just incredible, but not knowing that they are saving lives while this thing is moving and turning and up and down, it's very impressive.
There's a lot to it.
Oh, I can't believe it. So thank you to Delaware State Police, especially the aviation unit, for letting us hang out in this thing. It was a blast. You know what else is a blast, Leah?
Is it more coastline?
I think so. That's coming your way. Before we let you guys go, we heard you're not tired of Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce news. So we have more for you. There is a jersey, Travis Kelce's jersey, signed by both Taylor and Travis. That's crazy. It's up for auction. It's going to, all the money's going to go to charity, which I'm obsessed with.
Yes.
And its starting price, $300,000.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that does make me feel like they're pretty, I know that the whole football season has felt like, oh yes, they're very serious for one another, but I feel like for Taylor to literally put her name in writing on something of his
Big.
feels big.
Big. I thought that too, because at first I'm like, a signed Travis Kelce, boring. But when you hear Taylor's signatures on it, I'm like, that's pretty sick.
She almost never puts her name in writing on other people's stuff, I don't think, as far as I know.
Do you think it'll go up in price or down in value if they break up? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could kind of see it like in 20 years from now, like being really high in value, because like, look, we have it
it'll
when they
always
were
be
together.
high in value because it's got her name on it, so
That's
it's going to
true.
be a high value item no matter what.
That's true. And also, Travis Kelce's getting a little, maybe rightfully so, picked on in the media. He's not looking his best.
No.
He's looked better in the eyes of many before, so I think that kind of helps having Taylor's signature.
I think so.
She's like, here, honey, let
She's
me
like, I got you.
help you out. Now people will want this.
That's right.
All love.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And I know that she played to her biggest crowd ever over the weekend in
Really?
Australia.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
Do you know
so.
how many? I'm curious.
I
don't even know
remember
how to
offhand.
gauge that.
I don't either, but I do know that I'm pretty sure it was the largest crowd of people she had ever played for. So
I did see something on Twitter where someone was like, she made it. And I'm like, well, this was well before.
she's been making it
Right.
for some time now.
You're not wrong, but like also you're a little late to the game.
That's right. But our hour is basically up. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, whether you had a nice, long, extended weekend, or maybe you had to get through Monday just like we did. But it's time for us to go. Coast TV News at 5 takes it from here. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.